his discussion style class, unless we have a fired up devotee in the temple room or online who is willing to stop banging and maybe give class, maybe say something. We'll back you up. We'll back you up, and you back us up. Okay, let's see what happens. I'm going to do the verse, and then we'll see what Krishna has in store. The recording is going. Okay. Srimad Bhagavatam 10:11:33.
Can you hear Angel?
Angel? Do I hear Angel?
Yeah. We want to know if he can hear you because it's all we have is my cell phone. Yeah, I can hear. Okay, he can hear you.
Okay. Translation. The cowherd women riding on the bullock carts were dressed very nicely with excellent garments, and their bodies, especially their breasts, were decorated with fresh kumkuma powder. As they rode, they began to chant with great pleasure the pastimes of Krishna. So even when you are riding a horse or an animal, you're supposed to chant Krishna's glories. We have a lot of people on this call who are driving vehicles. So that's your inspiration, dear devotees. Even when as they rode, they began to chant with great pleasure the pastimes of Krishna. So that's what we do while driving safely. And so the next verse is 10:11:34. I'm sorry. 10:11:34. And we're going to do 35 and have a discussion. So 34, translation. Thus, hearing about the pastimes of Krishna and Balaram with great pleasure, Mother Yashoda and Rohini Devi, so as not to be separated from Krishna and Balaram for even a moment, got up with them on the bullock cart. In this situation, they all looked very beautiful. Purport. It appears that Mother Yashoda and Rohini could not be separated from Krishna and Balaram even for a moment. They used to pass their entire time by taking care of Krishna and Balaram or by chanting about their pastimes. Thus, Mother Yashoda and Rohini looked very beautiful. So if you want to look very beautiful, we can take care of Krishna and Balaram and their devotees or chant their pastimes at all times. Then this will make us look very beautiful.
We humans have a peculiar condition. Rich is saying something.
Rich, hold on, let me finish the verses and then we'll go to what's in the chat. 35, translation. In this way they entered Vrindavan, where it is always pleasing to live in all seasons. Very pleasing to live in all seasons. They made a temporary place to inhabit by placing their bullock carts around them in the shape of a half moon. Purport. As stated in the Vishnu Purana, Shakativata Puryantas Chandra Radha Kara Samsite, and as stated in the Harivamsha, Kanta Kibhi Pravradhabhis Tata Kanta Kibir Drumai Nikata Shrita Sakhabhir Abhi Guptam Samantata. There's no need to make fences all around. No fences. One side was already defended by thorn trees, and thus the thorn trees, the bullock carts, and the animals encircled the inhabitants in their temporary residence. Okay, that was 35. The final verse for today. Let me invoke Krishna's presence by chanting the prayers Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjala Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yenai Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, but my spiritual master is opening my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him again and again and again. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Putale Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swamini Tinamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay. Yeah, welcome again. This is morning Bhagavatam class, spontaneous class. Venkatabhata Prabhu only gave us one line to meditate on. He said that tell them that Krishna always loves you and that Krishna is always helping us to receive the mercy that is there for us coming from him. So not only Krishna is giving us the mercy, Krishna is always helping us to receive the mercy. That's wonderful because sometimes we are reluctant. We want to be at the mercy of other things, like our senses, the world around us. And we're going to the chat box. The devoted listener is saying, just hopped on quickly to post this question. Interesting. Yesterday's speaker said that Krishna is the solution to all disturbances. Krishna Dayadas, that was. Krishna Dayadas was the speaker. I wonder then, why would any devotee ever take those very dangerous medications? Why aren't they trusting in Sri Krishna for their health and safety? This seems like a contradiction to me. If there are any responses, I will be informed of them. Thank you. Krishnadaya Prabhu, would you like to say something if you're here on this call? I saw you. And you're muted, Prabhu. We see your smile, but okay.
Yeah. Prabhu, can you just briefly summarize the question? Sorry, I could not.
The question is, why devotees bother to take medicine instead of maybe they could just hope that Krishna will bail them out?
Yeah. Maybe you can answer better, but at this point, what comes to my thought is we remember the Damodar month, two fingers, right? So our endeavor and Krishna's mercy, both are needed in the spiritual path. So we endeavor, and then Krishna will give us mercy. So it's not that everything we live on Krishna. That is a very high platform. There are devotees who are exemplified, like Anantacharya. When snake bit him, so he said that Krishna will take care. If I die, also for them, life and death, there is no difference at that particular stage. So they are already in the exalted platform because we are eternal. So that particular stage they are. So if we are on that stage, okay, but we are on a sadhaka stage, and for us, more important is we remain healthy and we serve Srila Prabhupada's movement better. So we can take medicine, and then not just we see from the acharyas also, when there are acharyas, Srila Prabhupada, so he was also taking medicine, and his guru Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, there is a famous pastime. So when he also took medicine, so it's we take medicine so that we can serve the movement nicely, happily. So that is the mood. So with that, if we take, so we take or not take, so there is no problem. So this is just my.
Nice, perfect, great. Thank you, Prabhu. Okay, and Rich B says, we humans have a peculiar condition that causes us to often appreciate least what serves us most reliably, like the sun, our spouses. Yeah, nice. Today, I remind my forgetful self how great is the mercy of Adipusha and Angel, our Blue Aprons band, to serve us daily with their beautiful bhajans. Blue Aprons, your fame is spreading all over the three worlds.
Well, glory to Prabhupada.
Andrea says, Hare Krishna, devoted. Not sure if you're being satirical when referring to as dangerous. This question has been posed during the pandemic. Krishna is also the intelligence given to doctors and scientists. Yeah, how about that? Many now who are devotees, who create medicine which have saved many lives. We each have to endeavor as much as we feel comfortable in taking care of our bodies, which are a gift and temple of Krishna. Beautiful, Andrea. Oh, Nirvika, yeah. Nirvika was yesterday, yeah, but I think it was Krishnadaya Prabhu who was talking about Krishna removing all the disturbances and keeping our service going through disturbances and appreciations, if I'm not mistaken. But thank you very much, Pink Yogi and Kartik. Okay. All right. Any contributions? Any further contribution? Let's not get controversial, please. Why are you sleeping chanting the actual word? Sleeping? Yeah, because that's my job description. We're supposed to be very careful when we address touchy subjects. I was told I was instructed to do that. That's why I'm doing that. Adipusha Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, you can hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Krishna's created this amazing planet with all facility for our sustenance. And the scripture says, Krishna says, I am the healing herb. So there are remedies. Krishna says, I am that remedy. And Prabhupada said, utility is the principle, whatever works, right? And Srila Prabhupada was a pharmacist. He was in the business of producing medicine. Many times devotees had a difficulty and he would say, take this, take that, So there are things that are remedial. And then interestingly enough, I haven't heard anyone say this. There's controversy on both sides of this big debate. We should take the vaccine. We shouldn't take the vaccine. It becomes very, people feel very strongly about both sides of it. But interestingly enough, the body has an immune system. There are billions.
Let's not go there, Adipusha.
We're not going to talk about the body. I'm just trying to say Krishna has created a system of protecting us from difficulty, and the regulative principles are there that are preventing that from compromising our immune system. When you engage in illicit sex, you're wasting energy and you compromise. If you take intoxication, you're taking poison and compromising. If you eat meat and you're just disrupting all that compromise. If you engage in gambling and you become stressed out, Prabhupada said, I'm just quoting Prabhupada if you don't mind, and that disease comes from overeating, material anxiety. Those are the main contributors to the compromise of our natural ability to be resilient. Anyway, somebody asked a question and we're just trying to repeat what we heard from our guru. And of course, we're just encouraging everyone to follow the guidelines that Krishna has given us for a healthy life.
Yeah, I remember I was in Mayapur some years ago with my wife, and we were told about this doctor, this herbalist who was available. There's like a wall encircling the Mayapur grounds, and inside of that wall, there were like little offices. And so I was surprised to see an office inside the wall. It was probably the size of the closet in this apartment. Interesting. And I was very new to Krishna consciousness, to India, to everything. It was 2000, I don't know, something. So anyways, we went to see that doctor, and she said, yeah, I got my hair, and what's good for hair? I need some herb for hair growth. Adipusha, did you ever? You never take herbs for your hair care.
No.
Yeah, that, yeah. Krishna made you perfect, Adipusha, but you don't need any herbs for your hair. So yeah, and he said, okay, you take this. And first of all, he's a very interesting guy. He didn't have shoes. He was in the office and he was barefoot. And I was like, wow, interesting doctor, no shoes. And then he opened his book, manually wrote something there, calculated something, then took out little bottle, put something in there, a few drops of this and that, gave it to her and said, okay, you take this every day and your hair will be good. And I was thinking, the hair growth, that's the liver. What about the liver? But what about the diet? Maybe we should do some like liver treatment or something. And I asked him, what about the diet? And he said, diet? No diet. Just the pills. So just an interesting experience. Yeah, I like how Krishnadaya Prabhu explained that Krishna is removing the obstacles. He's doing his part, and we have our part to play. Also, we do what's reasonable, what's practical. Srila Prabhupada never denied common sense, and he even followed some advice from so-called karmic doctors, right? He did that. Whatever works. If that facilitates our devotional service, why hesitate? Krishna consciousness and surrender to Krishna does not mean we put common sense aside. It's both.
Shruti Kirti told us that many doctors came to treat Prabhupada, and when they left, he said, they're all quacks.
Yeah.
I've tried to engage them in devotional service. They're all a bunch of quacks.
Yeah.
I don't know. Quack means, a person who pretends to know what he's doing, but is really just a phony. I don't know. Prabhupada just laughed at it, but he said, but see, they're trying to serve Krishna, so I'm accepting their service. And, that's the point,
And somebody was speaking, I can't recall who it was, they were making this point that Prabhupada, sometimes we may think that this is karmic, that should be rejected. But what about Yukta Vairagya? What about this principle where we meant to engage everything in devotional service in the proper way, in the appropriate way? And this devotee was saying that the doctor who was seeing Srila Prabhupada told him that the Swami is praying too much. He should move more. He should walk. He should exercise. And Srila Prabhupada started doing his morning walks, his famous morning walks, and so much nectar is available from those morning walks. So that's an example of Yukta Vairagya. Utility is the principle we utilize. In Bhakti, we reject what's unfavorable to devotional service, but what is favorable, we accept and engage. Okay. Would anyone like to contribute? I see something in the chat. Reach says, an eternal gratitude to all you great sages who keep this invaluable daily reading going, like the 1,000-year sacrifice at Naimisharanya. For the sake of us, quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed souls in this age of Kali. Nice. I'm relating to that. Jamuna Jaya says, my internet has been cutting in and out. Sorry to miss this discussion. Yeah, Jamuna Jaya, please come back on, say something in glorification of Krishna. Kartik says, Krishna is also the intelligence given to doctors and scientists. Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Andrea, for saying that. I'll borrow that line if you don't mind. Yeah, Kartik. Kartik is a scientist. And Krishna is the one who has given Kartik the intelligence to do his service. Andrea, please go ahead, Kartik. I'm sure I read that from a senior devotee replying during pandemic. I'm sure I read this. I read that from a senior devotee replying during pandemic. Nice. Okay. Would anyone else like to contribute to this class? I'm going to call out Rich, followed by Andrea. They have their cameras on. They're my targets, primary targets. Rich Bhagavata. You already said so many beautiful things.
Well, I've only expressed my gratitude once or twice this morning, so I'll just take the opportunity to express it again. That's all I'm qualified to do, is to be thankful for you guys to be here and ladies to be here every single day. It's just even when I get let into this Zoom room 2 minutes late, I start feeling the anxiety of separation. And I just imagine what would it be to go one day or 1 hour without the benefit of this morning's song. So I just want to thank you, and I'll just say I really hope that I could hear something from Bhima sometime today. Usually uplifts me greatly.
Yeah, Bhima Prabhu.
Okay, I just want to say one thing.
Angel?
I always grew up hearing that God helps those who help themselves. I mean, Krishna gave us free will, and so he wants us to be proactive too. That means we're the ones, to go ahead and to pray and chant, follow the principles. And I would say it means we should be taking care of our health, however that may have to be. So that's all I want to say.
Yeah, we take care of our health, however that may be, right?
Yeah,
Nice.
Krishna gives us free will to take care of ourselves, and he expects us to.
Yeah, Krishna gives us free will. He gives us intelligence. Yeah, Krishna gives us wonderful tools that we can use in our devotional service. We're not hamsters in the box.
Yeah.
Krishna gives us free will. We should use it. Without free will, where's love?
Yeah.
Where's surrender if there's no free will? Yeah, Krishna is so wonderful that he gave us free will.
Thank you for that.
Thank you, Angel, for using your free will in the right way by showing up this morning in person in the temple room every day. This is an example of properly used free will. Angel. Hare Krishna. Andrea Chan, unmute yourself. You're next.
But Jamuna Jaya has her hand up, and she usually has to leave early for class. Could she go first?
Yes.
Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Angel. Like, yes, your singing of Jaya Radha Madhava, like, it opens my heart is the most wonderful way to start the morning. So please, immense gratitude to the Blue Aprons. Love you so much. Yeah, my internet was sketchy, but it's interesting. I caught the tail end of the discussion about the physical body. And as you guys know, I'm always getting ready to teach my asana class right after. And one of my meditations is something that Satyaraj once asked me. He goes, do you think asana, the physical practice yoga, is a detriment to bhakti or something that is good for bhakti? And I think about that a lot. And I always think one of the things that I think about is I was given this facility. This is one of my friends says this moon suit for my soul to ride around in. And if when I'm doing my things and keeping my body healthy, I think of not myself, but how can I use this amazing thing that I've been given to serve Krishna? I can't do my services if I'm not if not healthy. And for us asana teachers, as my guru said, he said, if you teach them asana expertly, they'll believe you about the other stuff, which I've always seen. Once they know that I know what I'm talking about with the bones and muscles, then they'll go, that stuff that she says at the beginning of class, that those 3 words she keeps saying, maybe she knows something about that too. And I've seen it borne out. So it is an interesting concept, but I'm a caregiver for my sister who has a mental cognition issues. And that's one of the things I think about a lot. I need to keep this body strong for one of Krishna's children. And I think that's always like a good thing to keep in mind when we're dealing with this. Like, I'm not the body, but should I take care of it and all that stuff? So, Hare Krishna, thank you.
Thank you, Jamuna. Yeah, use your bones and muscles in service of Krishna. Keep your body fit and smiling. Andrea Chan, you want to go?
Yeah, well, whenever this topic comes up, what I think about is how Radhanath Swami Maharaj has dedicated so much time, and his disciples have dedicated so much time to the Bhaktivedanta Hospital in India, and how so many people have endeavored to make that, which is a mix of Western medicine and Ayurveda, as well as a lot of devotional practice, to kind of make that gem possible and that space. And it just reminds me that anything, like you were saying, can be put to Krishna's service. And there's nothing that's inherently like bad or good. It's just, where is it bringing you closer to Krishna, or is it taking you farther away from Krishna? And each person, as you said, has free will, and they have to make that decision for themselves as to where they are with it. But I've never been there, and I wish anybody who has been there, if they're on this call, they could share. But I know that Rukmini Prabhu, she shared about her experience of being at that hospital, and how she said that usually she doesn't like going to like doctor's office or the hospitals, but when she's been there, it felt like being in the spiritual world, and that it was just amazing seeing. Oh, Akiko's been there. Maybe she can speak about it. Yeah, I would love to hear more.
Akiko-chan, you want to unmute yourself? There's one.
Yes. Sorry. What?
Go ahead,
you wanna say?
Akiko-chan. Yeah, go. Yeah.
I followed a customer's wife who was getting a procedure, and while we waited, they gave us a tour. So they have beautiful facilities there, which is expanding, and also you can't hear me probably.
Yes, Akiko-chan. Yeah.
Okay. And then when there's a shift change, I don't know if anybody happens to be in the lobby. They all get together for the leaving shift people, and then I think new coming in people. They all sing Shikshastakam together in the lobby. So people who are waiting for their family or their appointment, they can hear that as well. And then Jagannath is on a cart. Small Jagannath is on a cart or a small chariot, and then they pull that throughout the hospital. It's really sweet there.
Nice.
Jamuna Jai is saying in the chat that she's also been there.
Yeah, I'll jump up in a second, but some years ago I was with the Bhakti Center pilgrimage, and we went to Govardhan Eagle Village first. And the very first day, her name is escaping me, but she's the mother of our Diana and Shaima Masala.
Mulaka Devi, yeah.
Yes, and she fell and she shattered her elbow. First day of the pilgrimage, not having been in India for years. I had ridden on the bus with her from the airport to the Eco Village, and she was so excited. I'm going to go deep. She kept saying, I'm going to go deep. I'm going to go deep. First day, shatters her elbow. She's taken to Bhaktivedanta Hospital, and we're like so concerned with her. And so after about a week, the whole pilgrimage bus, we went and we visited her, and we saw the things that Akiko was talking about. There's kirtan playing. I saw the Jagannath cart go by. And when we went into her room, she was completely blissed out. And she said, I wanted to go deep on this pilgrimage. I didn't know this is how, but I did. And Radhanath Maharaj had been in town and visited her almost every day. And because she's a senior devotee, and so she said everybody in the house was like, oh my God. But she said, it was painful, but being in that place was as much of a pilgrimage as anything else. So that speaks to what that facility is like. So I'll never forget that. It was awesome.
Nice, Jimalaja. Yeah, well, I was about to mention that story from Kustuba told it, I believe, on Wisdom of the Sages about that money. She didn't want to leave the hospital.
Yeah, she didn't want to leave. We were all like, bummer, sorry, your pilgrimage is over. She's like, no, this is great.
Yeah. Susan is giving us thumbs up. Thank you, Susan, for encouraging us.
Can
you
you
want
to share for a moment? Can you hear me?
Yeah, Susan, yeah.
Oh, good. So I've offered acupuncture at the Bhaktivedanta Hospital. And every morning there are morning prayers. The entire staff gets together in the lobby of the hospital and shares morning prayers, as Jumana Jaya was sharing. And people, when you're at the hospital, you're waiting in line to pay your bill. And everyone around you, it's like everyone is in this transcendental place. It's just the energy there is beautiful. And I had such an amazing experience offering acupuncture there over the 5 years. I would be there a week every month, a week for 5 years. And, people waiting in line, it's so crowded, but the love in this hospital is deeply, deeply moving and profound. So thank you.
Thank you, Susan. It's nice to have practical examples that we can observe and watch real time how this is done. Radhanath Swami Maharaj is expert in doing that. All glories to Radhanath Maharaj and his team. This is a wonderful example. Like a walking Bhagavatam, a healing Bhagavatam. Yeah. Who's next? Bhima Prabhu. Or Snow White Krishna. Does Snow White Krishna has anything to say?
We're just hanging out, like Dr. Rich was saying, that we have to be extremely grateful for everything. The sun rising in the morning, our good health, the association of the devotees in this Zoom class. It's all right, buddy. I don't really have much to say in regards to the controversy, to the controversial element. Everybody, I think, should understand that there's good and bad in everything, and that we have to use our intelligence. We have to use our discernment, and we have to be willing to do what is necessary, not so much to protect ourselves, but to protect other devotees, including our own children. And we should do research. We should not simply accept at face value things coming from those who claim to be in power, or those who claim to be our authorities. We have to look at the fruit of the tree. What are these people like? What do they do with their lives? Are they eating meat? Are they engaging in breaking all the regulative principles? And are they truly our authorities? So that I'll leave that there. We have to understand where the information we are getting is coming from and what type of people are giving it to us. Kamsa was the ruler of Mathura, but that does not make him an authority. Putana came as a mother, but that doesn't make her a mother. Krishna made her a mother eventually. And so similarly, all this will work out, in regards to, us understanding what we should or shouldn't be doing. The important thing, I think, is what Rich said, is that we have to be present to understand everything that Krishna has given us. We're living in a miracle. This is a miracle. Everything's a miracle. And if we just slow down enough and take a deep breath and get out in nature, then we realize that we have nothing to fear. We don't even have to fear death. I'm sorry, I'm rambling on here. I was trying to not speak anything, but I just think that as Rich said, you know, if you miss a little bit of class, you feel like you feel great pain. And I missed the first 10 minutes of class, and I also missed the music that I try to sing along to in the morning, which is wonderful. So Hare Krishna to you all. I just love you all. You're like a big jar of honey that I open every morning. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Bhima Prabhu. Thanks, everyone. Just a thought. Rich and Bhima, they both said how we should be grateful for the good things in life, devotees association. And then it makes me think that sometimes a difficulty comes, and we should be thankful to that also, because that brings us closer to Krishna, like a health situation makes you reconsider the whole attitude, the whole approach, the whole take that we may have on things. Just wanted to bring that up. If maybe we have a devotee who would like to share on that, how difficulties made them advance in bhakti. That I'm one of them. I you know, every time I have a situation and I choose to surrender to Krishna and take to Krishna, then I see the benefit of that. And when things are going smooth, there's a great tendency to become, you know, laxed and casual about our devotional service, and experience the lack of appreciation for Srila Prabhupada, for the devotees that are in our life. So we're grateful to difficult things as well.
Radhanath Swami told me once, I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's important on that issue you just brought up. And we should, if we always think of it this way, then it would help us to accept difficulties, accept challenges. And that is Radhanath Swami. When I first, got together with him and had his very personal association, he always used to say to me when I would hem and haw about certain austerities and certain regulations, he would say, in weightlifting and in fighting, in training of any type, if there is no pain, there is no gain. So he says, no pain, Radhanath Swami says, no pain, no gain. So these challenges are meant to make us stronger, and these difficulties and these pains are meant to make us stronger. And that's what this life on earth is all about, to learn our lesson and to grow. So I just thought I'd just remember, when you're going through hard times, no pain, no gain.
Thank you, Bhima Prabhu.
Yeah.
Adipusha Prabhu, please place us on the donation box. Adipusha Prabhu, a little closer. Hope you can hear me.
Bring this up to the altar.
No. Yes. No. Okay. All right. Oh, Domi. Okay, thank you very much, dear devotees. We hope that was pleasing to you. We did our best. Venkatabhata Prabhu again says, Krishna is always there to help us receive the mercy that is coming from him. So let's keep that in mind. Let's pray for Venkatabhata Prabhu's speedy recovery. No pain, no gain. I'm sure he's making progress in bhakti by going through that difficulty. Have a wonderful day. Thank you very much.